Hey, it's Jen Catalanato with Edge Home Group. I have Jonathan Davis here. He's one of our lender partners. And I asked him to come today to kind of tell you all about a great loan program that they have. We've had several buyers utilize it. And I thought it would just be easier to have him come explain it rather than try to send out a lengthy flyer to everyone. So first I'd like to say thank you so much for coming today.
You're welcome.
I know we're all super busy, but I'm really, really excited about this and I want to share it with everybody. So.
Absolutely.
Sorry, my dog is jumping into the video and I give up trying to keep him out of it. So, Rocco's here with us today. So tell us a little bit about the Chenoa Bond. This is an FHA loan program, correct?
That is correct. So the Chenoa Bond is basically, it covers the down payment for the buyer. So that down payment is 3.5% of whatever it is they're financing. FHA doesn't go higher than $271,050. So you could take that number, multiply it by 3.5%,
okay,
and that's the amount that they would, get for the down payment assistance.
Okay. And so the great thing about this program is this is not a first-time home buyer program. We have many people reach out to us that are first-time home buyers, but it's just awesome that you don't have to be a first-time home buyer to have some down payment assistance.
That's correct. So I mean, unlike most bond programs, especially like the Florida Housing, you do have to have that first-time home buyer requirement. The Chenoa Bond, however, it's open to pretty much anybody that needs the money, and that's a great thing.
Yeah. And so with this, with the first-time home buyer program, there's a lot of restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
There's not nearly as many restrictions with this program, correct?
That's correct. We're a lot more flexible on things like your debt-to-income ratio, which is basically how much money. He's good. He's good. I think it's pretty cool, man. So it's
so sorry.
It's basically how debt-to-income ratio is basically how much money they make versus how much money goes out. And we're not talking about stuff like daycare, and we're more looking at what's on their credit report. Florida Housing is pretty restricted at 45%, and on this Chenoa program, I've seen it go as high as 55, 56%. Okay. We are a lot more flexible when it comes to what you can and can't do.
Okay, great. And the other thing I guess I kind of just want to bring up is, there are so many amazing programs out there. Mm-hmm. And the number one thing that I have, clients call me and they want to go look at houses, and of course I bring up the financing. Mm-hmm. And when I ask them to contact a lender, it's like they almost panic. They feel like it's such a
hassle.
Well, they feel like it's just such a commitment and that they're going to have to go through and start jumping through all these hoops. And I think that's the biggest mistake that home buyers make.
Yeah.
They are a wealth of knowledge. There's so many more programs out there than what everybody thinks. People think they have to have 20% down, or they have to be a first-time home buyer or qualify for that program. And that's not the case. So if there's any advice that I can give you is, reach out and talk to somebody like Jonathan. And
just to add to that, Jen, there's no cost to ask questions. I mean, I think to your point, they feel like the commitment, oh man, you're already making me commit. I know from my team, speaking from my team, there's no commitment until we get a contract. So, I mean, the way I look at it, use us for a resource. Call us and say, hey, I'm thinking about using Jen. I'm thinking about buying a house. I have some questions. For a person like me, what kind of loan programs are out there? We'll do everything we can to accommodate that person without pulling their credit, without getting too personal and into your personal information. But obviously it'll come to a point where I say, I really can't answer that question without pulling your credit or something to that effect. But there's a lot of questions that we can answer without actually getting that deep into their personal.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is that, everybody thinks that they have to have so much money down. There's so much misinformation out there.
It is.
And, the great thing is you can sit down and we can look at your situation as a whole and everything that you're looking to accomplish and, kind of go and see which way, maybe you're not ready to buy right now, but we can look at your situation and see exactly what you need to do in order to get you there.
Exactly. And one of the things that I think we do very well is we do look at your credit situation. And to Jen's point, on this program, the credit requirement is only 620 as opposed to the state program that Florida Housing has, and it's 640. But let's say you're at a 610. I will be able to run a scenario that tells you exactly what you need to do to get those 10 points so that you can purchase. It may be 10 days from now. It may be 10 months from now. Exactly. But we can do that stuff. And again, there's no charge for you. The biggest commitment that people that are looking to purchase a home have to do is commit their time.
Yes.
And I know a lot of times we don't want to do that, but we're talking maybe 20, 30 minutes, and we can have an answer on a yes or a no.
Yeah. And like, perfect example is I had a client, they came to me and they had actually saved up money for their down payment. But just talking to them and getting to know their family and their financial situation, I said, why don't you take a minute and talk to Jonathan? I think that he has a loan program that, you can save this money that you've saved up for your down payment, because there were some things that they wanted to do to the house, and
Right.
and I just didn't want to see them deplete their savings. Life happens. And so they ended up being perfect candidates for the Shanoa bond.
Yep.
And they had no idea that they could have bought a house probably 6 months earlier than what they did, because they were working so hard to save up that money.
Right, and then they take no penalty on their 401k. And then to your point, life happened. We had a hurricane.
Yeah.
And he ended up not being able to work for a period of time, but they hadn't depleted that money. So, it is a great program. It is.
So yeah, if you would like some more information on the program, or if you have any other questions, like this is just one of the programs that you offer. There's so much out there. Please don't hesitate to give us a call. Jonathan's wonderful. You can reach out to me. We work together all the time, so we would love to, answer any questions you may have. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.